Good morning and welcome back to the channel. But I've been learning lots of information about the weather because they do have tornadoes in Florida. Mark had plans to sit and watch some stuff on Netflix. No, I'm going to go and research furniture because I'm very excited. Always good to have a plan B, C, D, E and F. However, I can talk to you about something very exciting that we did last night related to our trip next week. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday, so the start of another week. Thank you to everybody for watching last week and for continuing to follow along with our journey. Honestly, we really appreciate, I can't even tell you, it's nuts just how many people has been so nice and supportive and just genuinely care about us in this journey. So yeah, massive thank you to everybody who's watching. This morning then, not much in the way of stuff going on today. Well, at the moment anyway. Only because I have a kind of play date with kids, although it's not really a play date these days at their ages. We are off to the cinema to go and watch the new Minecraft movie. So it is Jacob's best buddy's birthday in a couple of weeks, and so birthday treat is to go watch Minecraft. And Finn's tagging along because he quite fancies this one as well. So, yeah, we're off to the cinema to start with. So I will catch back up with you in a bit. Good evening. It is now Saturday evening. And, yeah, not a lot done today, I can't lie. Obviously, I took the kids out to the cinema earlier. Minecraft movie. Kids loved it. They laughed all the way through. I do kind of think you've got to kind of know a little bit about Minecraft to get some of the funny stuff that they did. And also, obviously, it's aimed at kids. But there was definitely some grown-up humour in there. And, yeah, you know, Jack Black, he's funny. So, yeah, good all-round movie. We had a fab time. Kids loved it. I stopped off at McDonald's to round out lunchtime to get one of the Minecraft meal things. So they were very happy with that situation. So Jacob got to celebrate birthday with his bestie, which is awesome. Especially as it's going to be potentially his last birthday here with him. So really happy we got to do that. And that really is as much as I've done today. I've been doing a packing vlog for our Awfully Big Adventure channel, because that one definitely needs a bit of love and some content. So I've been working on that today. But other than that, we went in the hot tub for an hour, as being as we're not going to have one for very much longer. And yeah, so, sorry, a bit of a lazy day. However, one little updatey thing. So when I came back from the cinema, Mark said he'd been chatting with the home buyers about the furniture and everything. So you will have heard towards the end of last week that we've agreed a price. They're happy with the things that they're keeping. We're happy with the money side of it, so that's all good. But Mark did say that they have said that they want some of the furniture out the lounge, which originally they didn't want. So they now want the TV unit, the console table and the two side tables that they didn't want. And Mark asked them about keeping the floor lamp in the kitchen and the matching lamp that's currently in the lounge, because originally they'd only wanted the floor lamp in the kitchen. And I was kind of like, well, you can't really like sell the lounge lamp without the kitchen lamp because they match. They were bought as a set. And yeah, so he kind of said to them that we want them. Mark thinks if we get a converter, the lamps should work out there. So he may be keeping them for no reason, but we'll soon find out because now they're coming with us to America. And so that is my floor lamp here. And then we've got a matching table lamp to this in the lounge currently. And they weren't cheap lamps either. We got them from Furniture Village. And I think the floor lamp and the table lamp together are nearly £500 worth of lamps. So if we can make them work, I'll be really happy about it, because they're really lovely lamps and they were really expensive lamps. So fingers crossed they will work in America with a converter. He said something about needing to convert the bulbs as well, but I have no idea. So I'm hoping he can make that work. But that really is the rest of our Saturday. I'm currently about to do some dinner. Just going to have a lightish dinner, not that fuss. The kids obviously had their McDonald's earlier. And I'm also I've got the couple of the weather channels on in America. One of the ones is one that I watched during the hurricanes last year, which is Max Velocity. And I'm also watching, what is it? Ryan Hall Yawl, because they're tracking all the tornadoes currently over the heartlands, as they call it, which is the mid bit of America. And oh my goodness, scary watching just how many tornadoes go over this place. I mean, I've been watching it all week, and there's literally been 5 days when these streamers that just stream the weather purely and simply to help people understand when the storms are turning into tornadoes and when their areas are coming up. And it's fascinating. Obviously very scary for the people, but it's like what they do to help the people in these areas just know when they need to get to their safe places and everything. But I've been learning lots of information about the weather, because they do have tornadoes in Florida. So I've been learning about all the things we need to do to stay safe. You might be watching and wondering, why are you trying to do that to yourself? And there's a very good reason why I'm paying attention. And that is because the likelihood is we're going to be going out there at some point in July or some point in August. And we know that time frame is the height of hurricane season. I mean, we know hurricane season is May to November basically, but based on last year and the lead up to our holiday and the time after, that is when they tend to get some of the biggest weather events, if they're going to have them. So I kind of figured we need to be ready and prepared for getting out there for the time when we're pretty much going to have to get there, being our new rental-y housey thing, and start thinking about what we need for a hurricane kit, what we need to be prepared for this extreme weather. So I hope that kind of makes a bit more sense now as to the reason why I've been watching these weather things. So this is kind of another reason why, in my ideal situation, I want a nice-ish 2-storey house that has got a pretty big cupboard under the stairs. That's what I'm after in an ideal world, because that cupboard then will be our little tornado shelter. That is the plan, because in Florida you are not getting a basement. If you got in a basement, you'd basically be under the sea, because obviously the water levels for Florida, with where it's positioned and everything, it's basically a bit damp. So there are no such things as basements especially in the part that we're looking at. So your best bet is an internal room with no windows in the centre of the house, not next to any external walls. So yeah, I want a nice relatively big cupboard under the stairs, or pantry, or something where we can just go and hide, if we've not already hot-footed it out of the state somewhere safe. So, always planning, always thinking, because we're going to make this work. It is now Saturday night, and Mark had plans to sit and watch some stuff on Netflix, and then I said, no, I'm going to go and research furniture, because I'm very excited. Because now we know the furniture is staying, we've got to find stuff. We need to kind of figure out where we can go and buy stuff from and have an idea of what we need. So first things first, a list of all the things that we need for each potential room. then we can start looking at where we can get things from and how much they're going to cost. Because you know what we're like. We like to plan these things. So we're going through all of the things that we've currently got in our kitchen and going, right, okay, so we need a coffee machine, we need a kettle, we need a toaster, toasty maker, microwave, food processory thing, Ninja air fryer.
$80, which is fine.
I'm kind of hoping that the weather is going to be that warm that I'm not going to need like a slow cooker or a soup maker. That I'm not going to want those kinds of things. But so yeah, dinnerware, saucepans. So yeah, it's going to be a very big list. But that's what we're spending our Saturday night doing. I'm actually finding it a very exciting thing, to be perfectly honest. And I was just watching some of the media people that are going round the Helios and are going round Epic Universe, and the colour palettes of the bedrooms at the Helios. Oh, and one of the walkways to the rooms, it was just gorgeous. So definitely might take a bit of inspiration from that, because it was very nice. Hello and happy Sunday. I hope you all have had a very good weekend so far. Today, as usual, it is Sunday. It has been all about the little Finsters football this morning. And whilst the team lost, he played well, bless him. He had 4 attempts on goal, scored 1 got saved, 2 went wide. So, not too bad. Not too bad, considering he only played about 10 minutes of the first half, and in the second half he was kind of more midfield, so not too bad, bless him. So yes, that was football, and now on to the joys of packing. Yes, it really does take me that long. It's terrible really, isn't it? Like I said, I've got to get better at being one of these people that can throw it all into a case the week before we go and not get so funny about it. I've got a few things just to throw in. All the clothes went in last week, obviously. It is anything new that came that we ordered. You heard Mark's tears and cries at the prospect of having to order a load of stuff for Jacob because he's growing again. So all of that's turned up. So that's all got going. And then pretty much they are done. Pack with me again as we get these cases ready for the holiday, which is now only 9 days away. So now to put all of this in there. Right then, that's as good as it's going to get for today. We should probably chuck one on the scales in a second and see what weights we're at, because the last things to go in here are some basic toiletries and my makeup bag and hairbrushes and stuff. Half the time they're really heavy. It takes a lot to make this look holiday ready. It stopped. Step off, step off, step off.
113. I'm 94, so that's 19 kilos.
Okay, so there's a bit in that one. Stopped.
Same.
Yeah?
Same.
Same. Okay, last case. Okay, it's flashing.
111. That one's like 17 and a half.
So we think 3 cases might work?
I think for the first time in the miracle of history of travelling with you.
And our children.
3 cases.
Woo! It's back to all of that joyful family life stuff. The weekly ironing pile. Overjoyed. Good afternoon and happy Tuesday. Yes, I can't even believe we've got to Tuesday and we've not really vlogged anything. It's pretty bad really, isn't it? Sorry. But in all truthfulness, there's not really a lot going on with the whole moving to Florida thing right now. We're on a bit of another one of those little lull periods where everything is done for now and we're just sat around waiting. One thing that is happening this week, so as we told you last week, the buyers of the house, they do want some of the furniture. In fact, they want quite a lot. And so now we kind of need to revalidate what we do and don't need shipping with the shipping company that we got the quote from originally, which is basically Pickfords. So Pickfords are the people that we got the quote from. And so Mark is going to get a call back from them tomorrow, which will be Wednesday at 4 p.m, and go through with them what's changed, so that they can effectively revalidate the quote and what we're taking. Obviously, we can, refilm that, or if he has to go around again. But I mean, you kind of saw what we had to do last time, so there might not necessarily be any need for that. But we can at least certainly talk you through the outcome of that call and let you know how the price has changed, if at all. Beyond that, again, as you heard last week, everything has been sent off to the MVC for them to do the document qualification. So we're now just sitting around waiting for that to happen. No updates as yet, so just sat here waiting. And we can't really do a fat lot on the actual visa side of things until that gets done. So that is all kind of like a bit of a halt now. Primary focus has got to be next week. Yes, and our trip back to Florida. It's all systems go with getting things ready for that. Mark has got car hire sorted. What else do we need to do? We need to confirm with the estate agent about our trip, going and having a look around the neighbourhoods and doing the lifestyle tour. So that is something that does need to be validated and firmed up this week. Other than that, we probably just need to have a bit of a plan of action of driving around ourselves some of the neighbourhoods and just trialing some of the, commute times and things. On a positive note, Mark is making more connections with people in Florida with regards to other working opportunities. So he was able to connect with a British expat that is already out there working in America, in his industry, or in our industry, seeing as we're kind of working the same one. And so he was able to connect with him on LinkedIn, explain our situation and send him a copy of his CV, and he has kindly circulated it around his company. And Mark has been contacted by one of the sort of senior management team at their Florida, or more like their east of the US manager, if you like. So that's an opportunity to follow through with, which we're quite surprised about and quite grateful of, to be perfectly honest, because we read a lot that trying to get firms to talk to you about job opportunities when you haven't even relocated yet is quite difficult. But I do think that fact that we've got the approval on the EB1A notice to be able to tell them that we've got that is perhaps having a bit of an impact and making them more inclined to entertain a conversation. So we will see where that goes. They haven't as yet agreed a time, but they are going to be doing a Zoom call at some point to have a conversation. And this person has also kindly suggested that if the opportunity that they have available right now isn't something that interests Mark, that they may be able to further push his details out and what it is he's looking to do to their customer base, and see if there would be any other opportunities to explore that way. So that is a real big plus, and a way for us to maybe make some inroads into securing a job before we even leave, which would be a really good situation if some of the other opportunities that kind of like Mark's got in the pipelines don't actually come to fruition. So always good to have a plan B, C, D, E and F, I think, in that situation. So yeah, kind of little baby steps forward and nothing really major to report on anything else so far this week. So yeah, I'll get back to you as and when we do. So hope you're all having a great week so far. And catch up with you later.
Good morning and happy Thursday. So yeah, really sorry again, not a fat lot going on. It's been a real struggle this week to come up with things to talk to you about in this week's vlog about the house move and moving to Florida, because there's not really been a lot going on. whoever I can talk to you about something very exciting that we did last night related to our trip next week. So browsing through Facebook, randomly a post came up by an American travel agent talking about the fact that Universal have just released that they are opening the Helios early. That's right. It was planned to open up on the 22nd of May when Epic opened, but it's ready, and so they are opening it up for guests from the 16th of April, which is the day we go. So last night, Mark and I were like, shall we do it? Shall we do it? Shall we do it? And we did! We've booked a night at the Helios for the 28th of April. So we're going to get to stay in the hotel. Oh my gosh, we are so excited. And so are both of the boys, who we surprised this morning with the information. And if I'd have had the common sense to think about it, I would have filmed their reaction. But I didn't, because I am a very bad vlogger. So I am really sorry. But outside of that, the other interesting information that this travel agent shared is that as part of this kind of preview thing, Epic is kind of going through a preview phase now. And apparently, if you're annual pass holders, you can go online and buy preview tickets, apparently. As non-annual pass holders, we can't go on and check that, so I can't validate that information for you. But apparently there was some people in the comments that were talking about the fact that they were in a queue to try to book these preview tickets. Obviously we can't get them because we're not pass holders, but they did also state, Universal have, that for all Universal hotels, so this isn't just the Helios, this is across the board, across all Universal hotels, they are going to offer preview tickets for Epic for the same day. So that if you are checking in or staying at a Universal hotel, so for the following morning, you can go and get in a queue in the lobby at their kind of, their destinations desk, where you can go and book tickets normally for the parks. Well, at that destination desk from 7 a.m. in the morning, which is the time they said that the desks typically open. So that's the time I'm basing it on. So at the moment, that's the one that we know. But yes, at 7 a.m. you can go join the queue in the lobby to get a same day preview ticket for Epic. So it's not a guarantee that you're going to get in, but if you get in that queue, they have a certain amount that are given out on not given out because you've got to pay for them, but distributed on a first come first served basis on that morning. So yes, I have kind of said I am prepared to be down in that lobby from like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, in the queue with a pillow, and I will sleep on the floor because we are going to attempt to get Epic preview tickets as well, so that we can get in there and hopefully get to see Epic as well, which is something that we didn't think was going to happen until we actually made the move over. And even then we were kind of like a bit reluctant to try to get in because it's going to be absolutely rammed for the first, obviously, well, for ages really. And Jacob was a bit obviously worried about how busy the park is going to be, and he said himself that he doesn't want to go at the start because it's going to be so busy. So yeah, hopefully the previews will have a smaller, lower crowd numbers, and we can also find out whether his DAS will be accepted there, so the accessibility pass that they have at Universal. So we're going to try and see if we can get that, so we'll be able to bring information for anybody on that over on our Awfully Big Adventure channel. Marky is here. I've just told everybody about what we did last night.
Shouldn't be telling things about
Oh, not that. It's a family channel.
What are we doing? Oh yeah,
Yes, how can you have even forgotten about that? Fingers crossed we can also get Epic tickets. However, the only thing with it is obviously this stay at that hotel and the possibility of getting Epic tickets was not in our budget for this little trip, fam trip.
Do we ever have a budget when we go on?
No, we never do.
No, I do. I have a budget and it never ever comes to fruition.
No. So, yeah, it is potentially going to be something between $127 to $180 is what I've seen. I don't know how much they're going to be, but this is the numbers that people are chucking around in the comments of that post. So somewhere between $127 and $180 a ticket per person for the day. Yeah, that is potentially another little expense that we hadn't budgeted for, but if we can get into Epic, it will be worth it, worth every single cent. And then we can at least take you for a little tour around Epic. However, what we won't do is make this channel massively focused on that trip. We'll put some little snippets in here because this channel is obviously focused on our move to Florida rather than touring the theme parks as such. So it'll kind of go in that week's vlog as something that we do, obviously. But if you want to see if we manage to get in there, and if you want to see what staying at the Helios is like, we will make sure we do a proper vlog kind of like on that, on our Awfully Big Adventure channel, which is more of our travel channel, which is kind of more focused to that sort of thing. So yeah, you can kind of watch a little bit on here, but hop over to that channel to watch a full vlog on that kind of thing. So but how exciting is that? We didn't think we were going to get anywhere near the place until we moved there, and probably towards the end of the year, but now it's a possibility. It is so exciting, and after watching all the vloggers doing their media previews and going around, it's just looks, as the name suggests, epic. No updates as yet from either the visa centre or the lawyers on the progress of the application, so nothing overnight, so nothing to update on that front. I'm assuming as everything's gone quiet on the house front that no news is good news, and all of the people that are doing the paperwork in the background are all beavering away and making sure that things are running smoothly with that. One thing to update on marking out here is the chat with the guy from Pickfords.
Yeah, so I did a walk around with him again, and what he ultimately implied was he now thinks we should be able to get everything into a 20-foot container rather than a 40-foot. It'll still be a bespoke one, so it'll just be for our stuff, but he reckons we'll get it into a 20, which will significantly reduce the cost. He didn't tell me how much, but somewhere between 7 and 8 is what I'm thinking is going to be the revised number.
So it's going to save us some cash.
But it's going to, yeah, I think it's potentially going to save us somewhere between £2,500 and £4,000, which is a hell of a lot of money.
It is.
The fact we can now buy stuff out there that fits with what we're moving to makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially the garden stuff, because we've got absolutely no idea what the garden.
No, that's very true.
Garden area is going to look like.
And it's really, there's no like consistency to it either, because some of the homes have got like a screened in lanai, and it might run the full length of the back of a house, or it might be the width of a room. It just depends on the layout of the house. So like, we have no clue whether the furniture we've got here would even fit if we ended up in one of those areas that's got a much smaller screened in lanai area. Yeah, so the fact that we're going to be able to go out there and kind of buy to where we end up will probably be better for some of the stuff, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, just having stuff that, you know, like the beds. Katie had the issue where she couldn't get the sheets she needed because of the nature of the fact that they brought the bed from here and it was a different size to there. They don't have anything that's the same. No. So being able to buy beds from there, so you can actually just go and get fitted sheets that fits. And
yeah, and if you can watch her vlog on that she just did, one of her weekly vlogs where she was like putting together her spare room for visitors. And so that's Katie's Florida Life, just in case you don't know who Katie is.
Yeah, so yeah, I think it's good. It's good that we get to reduce the cost of shipping everything.
Yeah.
It also brings the cost of the insurance down, because then the value of everything that's there.
That's true.
Drops as well. So there's an essence of another cost saving on the insurance side. Yeah, and then we get to buy brand new stuff under there. So yeah, it's a win-win-win.
Win-win-win. Anything else that you can think of to update everybody on this week so far?
No, we're still waiting for the MVC to come back. They officially sent the documentation Wednesday last week. That was the confirmation I had, which would almost imply that it landed there either Friday or Monday of this week.
Yeah.
And then looking at the NVC timeframes website, as of the 7th of April, they were working on applications received on the 29th of March, I think it was, which was kind of like on Monday of this week. They were working on applications that were received on the previous Saturday.
Yeah.
And all of the week leading up to. So,
if they received it like Thursday.
Let's assume they got it. Let's just say they got it Saturday.
Yeah.
Or Friday, Saturday of last week. If you work on the same principle of the time frame, that would suggest that next Monday
we should know
is going to be the week that they start looking at the documentation. However, when I did the same for the previous bit, it was like a whole week before. But yeah, so yeah, we're waiting. We're waiting to see what happens. I don't think we've done anything else.
Just packing for the holiday and spending more money on the holiday that wasn't happening, that now is happening, and
Costing a fortune again, like it always does.
costing more money, as is ever the case.
Yeah, I don't think we've done anything else.
No.
Can't think of anything. Well, we will tell you if it happens.
Yeah, we will. So we'll catch up with you later if anything else crops up. Good evening, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm really, really sorry that it is the end of the week and we are virtually at the end of this week's vlog, and there has literally been not a lot to report this week. Apart from the elephant in the room, or the caterpillars, as you can see, I had my eyebrows tinted and laminated for holiday, so they won't look this dark or this obvious for long. I just literally had them done today. So by next week they'll be much more resembling of fitting my face. But yeah, other than that, it's been a holiday prep week. Finished off the packing, as you saw. Ordered any last minute like toiletry bits. Had tidied the house up ready, but it's a mess again. We live here, so. And literally, there's been nothing from the NVC, so we've not seen anything. Not that we were really expecting anything this week. But yeah, that's it. But I suppose we needed to have a much quieter down week, because next week's vlog is going to be full of all the excitement of Florida. Heading off out there, getting back to the Sunshine State where we all want to be, and touring some homes with a realtor. So yeah, there's some fun things to look forward to next week. So whilst this week might have been a bit dull and there might be a lot in it, stick around for next week, because this is when the fun starts. Oh yes. We are going to start out tomorrow, which will be in technically next week's vlog, at Drayton Manor. So yeah, we are going to head to a local UK theme park just to start out school holidays with a bang for the kids, who are very excitedly broken up from school today. In some senses, it's been nice to have a quiet week. There'd been so much things going on before. It's all been very intense. So to have a quieter week has been a bit of a blessing, but it's obviously a bit boring for you guys. So yeah. But come back next week, where things will be at least far sunnier, far warmer, and you will get to see vistas of our favourite place. I will end it now. Thank you very, very much for watching. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe. As I say, we've got a very exciting week coming up next week, so you're going to want to be around for that one. Also, please give us a thumbs up. Also helps with the channel, helps obviously other people find out what we're doing and find information that may be useful to them. And if you've got any questions at all, any suggestions or recommendations for us for next week, then please drop them in the comments below. And we will hopefully catch up with you when we are there. What I would say is, if you aren't following our Instagram page, then hop over there, or our Facebook page, because what I will do is when we're there, I'll take some photos. I might do a couple of quick reels and things like that of things that we see while we're there. So if you want to catch up with them in real time, then hop over there and you will be able to see some of what's going on. So yes, in the meantime, Thanks again. Thank you for watching and supporting us. And we will see you again soon. Bye for now.